تعالى. Oh, that's different. لا تغتابوا المسلمين ولا تتبعوا عوراتهم فإن من تتبع عورة أخيه يتتبع عورته حتى يفضحه في جوف بيته. He says, don't do ghiba against the Muslims. And do not run after the faults of your brother or sister. Don't run after them. And in every single time we meet up for a sahra, the shisha's there, the fruit's there, the juice is there. Did you hear what Ali did? Did you hear what Ali did? Did you hear the latest updates about Ali's mishkila, about Ali's problem? Don't keep on going back to it. Don't try to get the updates. Why? Because for the person who keeps trying to update themselves about the problems and the issues and the aib, the secrets of others, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will update Himself and others about the faults that he himself or she herself have. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to show the ibad, the slaves, the people, our faults, that's a tragedy. You know why it's a tragedy? Because Amir al-Mu'mineen said these words. He said, if we knew each other's faults for what they truly are, we would not have buried each other. I would not have buried my brother. My brother would have been disgusted even to bury me, knowing my faults. The faults that I have, the secrets that I keep to myself. Keep going. In another hadith, listen to this hadith. Ahmed sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, the Prophet, he says, sallallahu ala Muhammad wa alayhi. The riwayah says the Prophet gives a sermon speaking about riba, interest, haram gains. Haram gains. Keep that in mind, the word gains. Haram gains. وتتحدث عن ذم الربا حتى أنه ذكر أن الدرهم من الربا أشد من 36 زنية. He said, 1 dirham, 1 coin, from haram, from interest, is worse than committing adultery 36 times. 1 dirham, 1 coin. So equate it to $1, $2, right? 1 dirham taken from haram gains is what? Worse than how much? 36 zina. 36 adultery. And then he says what? Listen to this. Listen to this. He says, ثم قال إن أربى الربا عرض الرجل المسلم. And the biggest forms of riba, haram gains, in a sense, interest, is what? عرض المسلم. The sanctity of the Muslim and Muslimah. The sanctity of that human being. The respect that they have. The hurma, the value that they have just for being a Muslim. If 1 dirham is worth 36 times of adultery, then what about the biggest type of riba, the biggest type of interest? How much is that? And for this reason, Rasulullah said, ghiba is worse than zina itself. Committing ghiba is worse than zina. You know why? He said, because the person who commits zina, all they have to do is go back to God and repent sincerely. God will forgive them. But the person who commits zina, the person who commits ghiba, has to go back to God and repent. And go back to the person they just backbit, they just spoke about, and ask for forgiveness. Zina can be done behind closed doors, and the only 2 affected are those involved. But ghiba is a cancer that spreads, because we start to make it normal and we're vocalizing it. And anytime a sin is vocalized, people start to accept it as true and a normality. That's why ghiba is one of the biggest problems amongst the Muslims, not zina. Zina is a huge problem. But out of 10, maybe one person has committed zina. But out of 10, how many have committed ghiba? Of us. Me, Ahmed. How many times has he committed ghiba? Out of every 10, maybe one person has committed zina. None of us here, inshallah. But out of every 10, how much of us commit the one that's worse than zina, and that is ghiba? Until he gets to this one. And this one, my brothers and sisters, is huge. He says in one of the hadiths, if not the Prophet, then one of the Imam of Ahlul Bayt or the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi jami'an, sallallahu alayhi Muhammad wa alayhi. He says, the person who commits ghiba to you and we listen to it, then know that that person behind your back is speaking of you. So this is the Prophet speaking to Ahmed. He says, Ahmed, when you go and listen to this person speaking ill of Ali, know that Amr, who's speaking about Ali to you, when he goes to Muhammad, he'll speak ill of you to Muhammad. Why? Why? Because there's no loyalty amongst thieves. Meaning what? There's no loyalty amongst the person, amongst people that know no loyalty. He's betraying someone in front of me. What makes me think that he's going to be loyal to me? What makes me think? And I've seen this. Wallahi al-Azim, I've seen it. I've seen this. Once, let me tell you what happened. Sallallahu alayhi Muhammad wa alayhi Muhammad. There are people back in Canada that I know, and I grew up with them. And when I was young, quite young, we were in the house, and we would be in the house of these people a lot. May Allah forgive them. We would be in the house of these people a lot. And they were 3 women. Listen, they were 3 women. They would sit, and when we were young, we didn't really understand what was going on, right? So we would hear something and be like, maybe they're joking, maybe it's okay, whatever. They would constantly be talking about each other. But the 3rd woman, not each other, talking about other people outside the house, but one of the 3rd woman there was never involved. She would just sit and be quiet. And not even try to listen to them. Just sit and either watch TV or whatever it is. But the 2 women, they would always be talking about people. Always, backbiting, left and right, left and right. And what's funny enough is that these 2 were mother and daughter. Mother and daughter. And this is a big problem. You always see it. Father and son, mother and daughter. Ghiba about everyone. Mother and father talking. Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she did? Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she did? Okay. The 3rd one on the side. Until one day, in their famous ghiba session, one of the women is called, the daughter is called by her husband, I'm waiting for you outside, we have to go now. So the mother, she didn't get her fix for the day, as we say. So what happened? Listen, what happened? The daughter leaves. The mother starts talking about her own daughter to the 3rd woman. I've seen this with my own eyes. I'm not telling you something someone said. I've seen this. And she was talking about the husband of her daughter. The person who does ghiba has no loyalty. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Whoever gets mad, gets mad. The person who does ghiba has no loyalty. Ahmed, if he does ghiba, he has no loyalty. No loyalty. No loyalty at all. So you say, what if I don't do ghiba? And I'm in the majlis of ghiba. And I'm a loyal person like Al-Abbas. What do? The hukum says, you must defend that individual that is being backbitten. You must defend. Whoever it is, if it's your mother, tell her, Mama, please, This is ghiba, we should not be doing this. Respectfully, obviously. If it's your father, also respectfully. If it's your brother, tell them stop. It's ghiba. If it's a mu'min, we know him, we don't know him, defend the person who's doing ghiba. Or defend the person that is being spoken about, sorry. That is the ideal Muslim. Not the religious one. Not just the religious person, the person that is always holding the masbah and the beard is long, or the woman that wears the bushia. That is not that person. That is the Muslim. That is not the person who is extreme in what they believe. That is the follower of Ali bin Abi Talib. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. This is the reality that we must accept. We are all loyal, inshallah. So let us keep that loyalty for Abu Fadl al-Abbas. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. That's loyalty, my brothers and sisters, towards the mu'mineen. But there's another type of loyalty, my brothers and sisters, that is extremely important. And it is the biggest one, inshallah. That is loyalty towards our Imam. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Some of you might think that I'm going to segue into the majlis, and this is just, no. 1 second. Stay with me. I'm almost finished. Loyalty towards our Imam. That is, yes, in coming to these majalis, and as we said in the nights before, looking towards reform. Spiritual reform, yes, but there's one more type of loyalty, my brothers and sisters. And that is Nusrat al-Mazlum. And that is standing up for the oppressed. Being a person that is vocal against the oppressor. Because a lot of us come and think that the mu'min is the one who sits inside the masjid and prays and has the masbahah, and the one who cries for Abu Abdullah, tears that run down all the way to their chests. And some of us think the lover of Abu Abdullah Hussein is the one that can beat their chest the hardest. And this individual is loved and a lover of Abu Abdullah Hussein, yes, on one condition. If we understand the message of Abu Abdullah Hussein, and we understand the reality why we beat our chests, and that's to keep that message alive. And what does that message say? If I see an oppressed, let me speak. Why am I saying this? Brothers and sisters, I'm going to say it. The people of Yemen, the people of the Middle East, the people in Pakistan, the people in Iraq, the people in Lebanon, and I began with Yemen. All of these people are waiting for someone like me and you to stand up for them, and especially those in Yemen. We want to talk about loyalty. We want to talk about Al-Abbas. Let's talk about what's happening, what's real. Brothers and sisters, the people in Yemen are being killed by Muslimin, so-called Muslimin. And backed by who? Backed by, you guys know. I have to fly back home. This is real. Backed by we know who? Brothers and sisters, Abu Abdullah Hussein stood against the oppressor, for the oppressed. And he sent a message. He said, I'm going to reform the Prophet's nation, yes. Which calls for spiritual reform, yes. But he also said that every single drop that dropped from me on the plains of Karbala were dropped and spilt for every single oppressed human being that has ever walked and that walks and who's going to walk on this earth. My brothers and sisters, no one is calling for arms. No one is calling for us to leave everything and go. But what we are calling for is for us to vocalize. Because the same way our nations vocalized the ghiba, and made it a norm. If we all speak out, then it becomes a norm to speak against the oppressed. How do I speak out? Am I going and saying, let's organize rallies? Yes, we can. Yes, we should. But something so simple as going on your Facebooks, our Facebooks, and writing #Yemen. That's it. That's it. Because we all know what's happening in Yemen. If we don't, go search it, please. But the people on our Facebooks don't. And once we have a substantial amount of humans that are honest with themselves, knowing what's actually going on behind the scenes, they will know who to elect and who not to elect. They will know who to stand up for and who to stand against. Because no human being will ever accept the killing of children. Never. No human being, even the killer himself, tell him you killed children, they'll deny, until you show him that baby that was dug up from the rubbles in Yemen and tell him you did this. Then he will feel ashamed. Brothers and sisters, if there's any time to take out your cell phones in the majlis, it's now. Everyone, go on your data, put #Yemen, and do it for every single day of Ashura up until the 10th and afterwards. And share and tell people, let it be a daily routine at Salat al-Subh, #Yemen. Let's start it. Let's begin it. Everyone, please. Because the world needs to know. Because this Ashura, my brothers and sisters, it's spiritual reform. It's a reform on a different level. It's a reform that we change ourselves, our minds, the way that we are, and getting ourselves ready for Sahib al-Asr was-Zaman. That's what this Ashura is about. If the Ashuras were different in the years back, that's okay. This Ashura should be different for us. Everyone, my brothers and sisters, for the love of Al-Abbas, do it. If you want to do it now, that's fine. Don't even listen to the rest of this. What I'm saying right now, you can consider gibberish. Go right now and do it. That's fine. I don't mind. Who cares? Because that is the meaning of Ashura. That's the meaning of this minbar. To speak against the Mazlum. And I'm not being political here. I'm not saying names, and I'm not saying support this flag or salute that flag. No. We're talking Hussein. We're not talking politics. We're talking Hussein. For the love of Hussein and for the love of justice, sallu ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. For if we do this, my brothers and sisters, then surely know that you've shown your loyalty to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. You know what? Because Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam was not triggered, in a sense, to his full capacity by the killing of Muslim ibn Awsaja. Was not triggered to the full capacity, did not reach the threshold when Hurr ibn Yazid al-Riyahi or Habib ibn Madahir died and was killed. He was not triggered, and it went to that point when Ali al-Akbar was cut up on the plains of Karbala. Nor was it when Qasim alayhi salam was cut into pieces, although his young age. It was when he heard the children. It was when he heard the children calling out al-Atash, al-Atash. It was when he heard the children calling out thirst, thirst. Just like the children of Yemen call out today, the thirst, the thirst. Truly. Wallah. Look what the Ruhaya says. Irsal al-Abbas alayhi salam heard the wailing of the woman and the screaming of the children due to their thirst. Al-Abbas asked for permission to fight. As long as Al-Abbas was with the Imam, the women were at peace their souls at ease, and they know the protector is still alive. The enemies were flying from Al-Abbas. Imam al-Hussein said to him, "You are the bearer of my flag." Abu al-Fadl said, "I'm sick and tired of these hypocrites, and I want to exact my revenge on them." At that point, Imam al-Hussein ordered al-Abbas to seek water for the children. Al-Abbas went to the people, he advised them, reminding them of the truth, and warned them from the anger of Allah, but there's no use. Al-Abbas shouted in a high voice, "Ya Umar ibn Sa'd, this is son of Hussein, this is Hussein, son of the daughter of your prophet. You've killed the members of his family and companions. All what is left are his women and children who are thirsty. Quench their thirst, their insides are burning from thirst." Shimr ibn al-Jawshan screams, "O son of Abi Turab, if the earth was filled with water and the water was under our control, we would not give you a drop of water until you pledge allegiance to Yazid." Al-Abbas returned, informing the Imam of what was said. He heard the children screaming, "Al-Atash, Al-Atash, Al-Atash." At this point, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't stay in his position. It was time to get water for the children, even if it meant to put himself in ultimate danger. Al-Abbas is said he stood up on top of a high piece of land. He turned his face towards Karbala, towards An-Najaf al-Ashraf. He screamed in his high voice, saying, "Aba ya Ali, Aba ya Ali, Aba ya Ali, هذا اليوم الذي ادخرتني له هل وفيت للسيف حقا." This is the day you saved me for. Have I given the sword its right? Ya Abbas, Wawala, Wawala. Imam al-Hussein heard al-Abbas. His heart broke for his brother. He came to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, grabbed him by the hand and brought him back to the camp. As they were walking, Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam goes to the right of Abu al-Fadl, goes to the right side, going to the side of Imam al-Hussein. Lady Kulthum goes to the left of them and goes to al-Abbas alayhi salam. They agree that they're going to hold on to each of them, not letting them get up. When they entered the tent, each one was holding her brother down. Each one held on to her brother until one of the enemies calls out, "Ya Hussein, Ya Abbas, ajabuntuma wa jalastuma biqurb an-nisa." "Oh Hussein, oh Abbas, have you become cowards and decided to sit close to the woman?" At this point, Al-Abbas stood. Kulthum wanted to hold him down. Imam al-Hussein shouted, "Akhi,